Hey everybody, it's Sam here. I want to take this moment and talk to you about the crazy world of e-bikes we're living through right now and the effects of global pandemic. First, I'll talk to you about the delays that we're experiencing in our industry, but I'm also going to talk to you about the price increase that we were forced to do effective June 1st. Last week, I took a call from a customer. I'm going to call him Steve. Steven placed an order with us back in January for a bike that was supposed to be delivered in April. April came and gone and he still hasn't gotten his bike. And all he got from us is an email saying, hey, there's another delay, and delay is probably going to happen until the end of May. Steven took his time explaining why he chose DŌST over anybody else on the market, the features he likes, the service that he's gotten over the phone. But one thing he mentioned is the lack of communication and transparency when it comes to why the delays even occurred. So I wanted to take this moment and acknowledge Steve and what he's told me, what I learned from that conversation, and pass it on to you guys in a friendly format where I want to talk to you about some of the issues that we're experiencing, almost like what's going on behind DOST and in our industry in general. I think the best way to understand what's going on is to break things down into two categories: manufacturing and shipping. A couple of weeks ago, we sent out an email that went into the detail of what components are being delayed the most. We even went as far as showing you the message from Specialized Bicycles, one of the biggest bike brands in the world, showing you that some components are delayed so much that it forces us manufacturers to order parts well 300, 400, and 500 days in advance. Let's look at just one component, the suspension fork. About a year ago, we were able to source suspension forks in around 60 to 90 days. The same component today takes us 600 days to get. That's 10 times longer. The good news is we've been preparing for the situation since the pandemic hit and been placing our orders early. For example, this April batch, now May, were ordered back in May of last year. The bike's been assembled, boxed, and sitting on a warehouse floor ready to be shipped. So now this takes us to shipping. As I said earlier, global shipping has become perhaps the single biggest bottleneck when it comes to shipping goods overseas, not only for DOST, but for all companies out there. We're seeing a ripple effect of COVID-related delays paired with the ship that got stuck in Suez Canal. All of that is taking effect right now. There's container shortages. There are lots of container ships. They're trying to get to the port in LA, in Vancouver, and other ports around the world. To illustrate my point, let's look at this graph from Bloomberg. The shipping cost went up 400% to ship a container from Asia to the West Coast, North America. But the reality is actually even worse. Right now, shipping companies are literally auctioning off space on container ships to the highest bidder. What we're seeing today is that our logistic and shipping costs have gone up 10 to as much as 12 times to ship one container into our warehouse. But the pandemic had a bigger negative impact on the biking industry. And I'm going to explain to you why we're forced to increase the price of our bikes. The cost of raw materials have risen across the board. Let's look at raw aluminum, for example. It went up nearly 35% year over year, and that's the primary material we use when we build our frames. The second reason why the costs are going up so much is because even though we're a Canadian company, we buy everything in US dollars. US dollar in comparison to a euro or a Chinese yuan has lost 8% of its value. That 8% means all of our components that we source, be that a chain, a sprocket, set of sprockets, we're talking about the saddle, everything that we source from overseas has gone up nearly 8%. When you add it all up, you realize why a lot of the e-bike companies have been raising their pricing. Here at DOST, we're in the same boat, and we're forced to increase our prices as well. So effective June 1st, our pricing will go from $27.99 for a bike to $31.99. But I want to be clear, everybody who has placed their orders are safe. They will stay with the same $27.99 price tag. And whoever orders in the month of May will still get that $27.99, and it's only June 1st when the price increase will take effect. Looking ahead, there's definitely good news coming out of DŌST, and that is a steady flow of bikes. We've been in this pre-order based business since we launched, and we've always been trying to fix this problem of not having inventory in stock. Ever since we saw a great demand coming into DŌST, we've been ordering more and more parts to build bikes as fast as we possibly can. So I'm happy to say that starting Q3 of 2021, we will have a lot more bikes in stock available to ship immediately. There's no denying it's been a challenging time for the biking industry in general, for the customer, and for manufacturers. There's certain things in life we can control and some things we cannot. But I can tell you this, things that we can control, the communication, the product development, the service that we provide, those things we can control, and we will continue doing better at those. I hope this helps answer some of your questions and your concerns. And by all means, don't hesitate to reach us if you have any questions. Call me, call our team, video call us, let's talk. And if there's any issues, let's figure this out together. Thank you.